Okay, guys. First one, right? Speed revision 6. Find the value of I have done this kind of a question earlier, right? Find the value of minus 1 to the power 100. I have done this question earlier. These kind of questions can be in your paper, right? Find the LCM of 15, 30 and 45. Fourth one. Simplify to this one, this one, this one, and this one, right? So you have to use the knowledge of the prime factors, right? In order to do the third question. In order to do the third question. Do they? Right, okay guys. So I am going to discuss, right? So that is called speed revision, right? Find the value of minus 1 to the power 100, right? So there is a minus value and the power is even, power is even, right? So if you can remember, I have done this one for odd power and also for even power as well, right? Minus 1, right? So 1 to the power 100 value is 1, right? 1 to the power 1000, right? If you multiply 1000 times, you will get 1, right? If you multiply 100,000 times, you will get 1. So no need to worry about that. So your value will be 1, right? And you have to decide whether it is positive or negative, right? Now you have minus sign, right? If you multiply minus sign 2 times, what could be the answer? Minus into minus, positive, right? So this is 2 times. That is an even time. Then if you multiply negative by negative 3 times, right? This is 2 times. This is 3 times. Negative, negative, negative 3 times. You will get minus. Minus time minus. Positive. Positive time minus. Right? Minus. Negative. Right? This is an odd number. This is an even number. This is an odd number, right? If you multiply negative sign odd number of time, you will end up with a negative number. If you multiply negative sign even times, right, you will end up with a positive sign, right? So if I explain to you again, so guys, you have to write it each and everything that I am discussing because you can remember them. So if I multiply minus into minus into minus into minus, now 1 2 3 4 even number, eh? So definitely your final answer should be positive, right? Minus into minus into minus into minus into minus. How many negatives? 1 2 3 4 5. 5 negatives have been multiplied together. So definitely your answer should be negative, right? So that means if you have even number of negative signs, if you multiply them together, you will obtain a positive value. If you have odd number of negative signs multiplied together, you will end up with a negative value. So that means if your power is even, you will have positive. If your power is odd, you will have negative value, right? So what would be this power? 100 is even or odd? 100 is even number, negative sign, even, right? Negative, even, positive. So this is positive one, right? For an example, if you have minus 1 to the power 99, right? 99 is a odd number. Then you will end up with negative 1, right? Make even, positive, or negative, right? I will write it. 100 power is even, right? Positive sign. Power is odd, right? Power is odd. You will end up with negative value, right? So guys, you have to write it. Right? Okay. Second one. Find the LCM of 15, 30, 40. Right? LCM, least common multiple. Right? Least common multiple. So how do you find? So you have to divide these numbers by using the prime factors until you get 1, 1. So I can use 2 because 30 can be divided by 2. So first of all, I am going to divide this number by 2, right? 15 cannot be divided, so I will put 15 as it is. 30 can be divided, 2 times 15, 30. 45 cannot be divided by using 2. So 15 and all the other numbers can be divided by using 3. 3 times 5, 15. 3 times 5, 15. And 3 times 15. Right? Okay. Now 5 cannot be divided by using 3. 5 cannot be divided by using 3. 15 can be divided by using 3. Right? 5 cannot be divided, so keep as it is, comma, and 5 cannot be divided. 3 times 5, 15. Right? Then 5, 5, 5, you have to use 5. 1, comma, 1, comma, 1. Right? Okay. Now, how do you obtain the LCM? Right? You have to multiply these numbers together. 2 times, 3 times, 3 times 5. Right? 2 times 3, 6. 6 times 3, 18. 18 times 5. Right? 18 times 5. You have to multiply. 5 times 8, 40. Remainder is 4. 5 times 1, 5 plus 90. So your least common multiple is 90. Right? Find the value of square root of 225 using the prime factors. Prime factors. So let's see how to find. Right? Let's see how to find. You make a ලියාගෙන බලනොත් ඔයාලට බලන් හිටියත් you can get a vast knowledge. Right? Or you can remember all the things. Right? square root of 225. If you want to find the square root of 225 by using the prime factors, first of all, you need to divide 225 by using the prime factors itself, right? So, right. So this is 225. So that I am going to divide it by using prime factors. Alright. So first of all, can I divide this 225 by using 2? No, because this is an odd number. I mean 5 is an odd number, so you cannot divide by using 2. Then 3, let's try. So I think this can be divided by using 3, right? Right. Yes. So you can check it by using the divisibility rule, right? So how do you find the divisibility rule? 2 plus 2, 4, right? Uh, 4 plus 5, 9. 9 can be divided by 3 neither. 9 can be divided by 3 oh, then here. So you can divide 225 by 3. So you have to remember those things. Huh? 3 times 7, 21. Remainder is 1, 15. Right? 15, 3 times 5. Yes. Then you have 75. I think again you can divide 75 by 2. So how do you find the digital root of 75? 7 plus 5. It will give you 12. Right. 12 means 1 plus 2. 1 plus 2 is 3. 3 can be divided by 3. So 75 can be divided by 3. Right? Mamme goda tava පාඩම් වලින් ගන්නවා කරුණු. Right? So I am giving you the knowledge of all the lessons. Sorry. So this is actually no need to be discussed here, but you can remind. Right? You can remind those things. Right? So this is from divisibility rules. Right? So you have to find the digital root. So this is the digital root of 75. Right? Okay. So it will give you like 3 times 2, 6, 15, 5. Right? 25. You cannot divide 25 by 3. So you have to use 5. 5 times 5. And until you get 1, you have to divide. Right? Okay. So you can write 225 like this. 3 times 3. Right? Times 5 times 5. Right? So if you multiply these numbers together, you can obtain 225. 3 times 3, 9. 9 times 5, 45. 45 times 5, 225. Right? So this is the way. Now how do you find the square root of that? Right? So 225. So you can write 225 like this. 3 times 3, 3 to the power 2. Multiply 5 times 5. Now you are using the knowledge of indices, right? If you multiply 3 times 3, it can be written as 3 to the power 2, 3 square. 5 times 5, 5 to the power 2, 5 square, right? Now how do you find the square root? This one, right? The square root of 225. Right? The square root of 225. So you have to write the square root of this one as it. Very interesting. Square root of 3 to the power 2, right? Square root of 3 to the power 2. How do you obtain? What is the square root of 3 to the power 2? 3. Right? What is the square root of 5 to the power 2? Multiply 5. So the answer is 3 times 5, 50. So the square root of 225 is 50. Square root of 225 is 50. Right? Right. So last one. 830. Simplify. 3x to the power 2. Again, knowledge of indices. What is the meaning of bracket? It is multiply, right? And there is another thing, right? This power 2 is common for 3 and common for x. This power 2 is common for 3 and is common for x. So you can write this 3x to the power 2 can be expanded, right? Because this 2, right? Because this 2 is common, right? That is the meaning of this bracket, or you can multiply, is common for the number 3 is common for now x, right? So I can expand this, right? I can expand this 3 to the power 2, right? 3 to the power 2 multiply x to the power 2, because this power 2 is common for term 3 and term x, right? That is the simple way. This is the common power to 3 to x, right? Okay, now you know how to do this one. 3 to the power 2. 3 times 3, 9. X to the power 2, x square, same. So this is the answer. 9x square. Simplify this. These are the steps that you need to do, right? You have to do these things again and again, huh? Right. Fourth one, fifth question. And let's do this Tamga, right? At least six question we can do it. Fifth one. What is the name? What is the name of the shaded part? Right? So this is the circle. And this is the shaded part. We have done this in the circle lesson, right? So this shaded part is called a special name. So you have to write it. Sixth one. Right? You have to find the value of x as well. Right? Very easy. Right, Buddhi? What is the name of the shaded part? So I have taught you this one, right? So this is and small part. This is a minor part, right? So shaded part. This is called a minor sector. Right? If you cannot remember, you have to watch the or you have to refer the lesson now. Minor sector, may small part. We are calling this minor sector. And what we are calling the bigger part, right? What we are calling the bigger part? The rest. If this is the minor sector, what can we call this? Can anyone say?
Major sector.
Excellent, super. Right? So if this small part is shaded part is minor sector, this big part is called major sector. Right? If you cannot remember, you can write this. Major sector. Right? Okay. Now I think you have done this. Right? Right. Solve 1 upon 6 times x minus 3 equals 1. So you have to solve for x. You have to find the value of x. So how do you find the value of x? Right. I will rewrite this one. 1 upon 6 x minus 3, right, equals 1. So this is the thing that we have. First of all, right, in this kind of situation, what we are going to remove from our left hand side in order to find the value of x. Here you have 1 divided by 6. So you are going to remove this 6. How do you remove this 6? This is divide by 6. What is the opposite thing of divide? Multiplication. So you are going to multiplication both sides by 6. If you want to remove 6. Multiply by 6. Multiply by 6. Right? 6 times 1. 6 times 1. So what is the rest? Right? 1 times 1, 1. 1 times numerator x minus 3. 1 times 6, 6. Now you have x minus 3 equals 6. Right? Very easy. So how do you remove your negative 3. You have to add 3 for both sides. X minus 3, x plus 3, right? Equal, you are going to add 3 for both sides, right? Minus 3 plus 3, right? You are going to add 3 for both sides. So cancel out, cancel out. So your answer for x equals 6 plus 3, 9. Right, put it. So it is now 8:37, right? So I am going to wind up the session, guys, from here.